Today, we are going through the other bit of news that Blizzard pushed out with the new build of the PTR for Season 2 for patch 11.1. Yesterday, we went through what, usually is considered the more interesting and important part of every patch, which is the balance tuning for the specs. Today, instead, we are going through the announcements and all of the changes for the Delve system, especially because there are a couple quite interesting additions, namely the addition of Gilded Crests coming from the Delves, as well as now your Brann being a tank. So, talking about things that change or not change, the things that do not change is your Brann. For starters, Brann is going to remain at the level you currently have it in live once you get into Season 2. So, Brann caps in live at level 60. So, if you get it to level 60, the patch comes out, Brann is going to, again, be able to be leveled all the way up to level 80. Also, Blizzard will add a catch-up mechanisms to everyone who hasn't gotten Brann to level 60 yet. Once Season 2 begins, Brann will get an experience boost up to level 60 to catch up with the standard of the beginning of the new season. Now, besides that, the other things will actually reset, as you would think, from a season to a new one. So, things like, of course, your Delver's journey with all of the rewards, etc., will be reset to Season 2 progress of your journey. You will also get, of course, your coffer keys will reset, so you will not be able to stockpile your coffer keys in Season 1 to then enter Season 2 with all of them. You also have your Curios. There are going to be new Curios for you to collect, because also a few Curios will be gone in here. They will be swapped around with new ones that you have to pick up. As the things that are resetting, and you have to, basically reprogress them again. And same goes for now, at least with the level of your delves. So you have to restart from the lower level of delves, because of course the new season will increase the item level of the delves anyways, since you will have your usual 40-something item level jump once Season 2 begins. Now, instead, talking about what is changing, well, we have it in front of us right now, that is tank Brann. So Brann now in Season 2 will have the tank specialization available. It does exactly what you would expect. It just taunts enemies, takes and keeps the aggro, and is basically another flavor of Healer Brann. Healer Brann wasn't tanking much, but was turning you into a pseudo tank. Now instead it's just him taking a brunt of the damage anyways. There are a few, of course, different changed added Curios. Some might be very useful, even if you don't want to play tank Brann. For example, the Mechasaur Easy Build Kit now have 4 different Mechasaurs using taunt for 10 seconds on enemies to help them keep enemies off you. For example, you have other cool effects, even though for now they are particularly overpowered, like the 3-dimensional bioprinter actually copying, duplicating any elite you are fighting once it drops to 40% HP to fight for you, and you can have 2 of them active at the same time. In the testing for now, they have no end duration, so they last forever or until they die, and they do way too much damage, so this is a very powerful one. But there are a few other quite interesting Curios that you can take, not necessarily for your tank Brann, but of course the novelty will be that now you have the tank spec available in the Delve system. The one issue right now is that, mostly because current DPS Brann and Healer Brann, first of all, they were ranged. This tank Brann will have melee, one-handed weapon and shield. The current problem is that while being such an effective tank, it also just won't move, which means that any encounter, especially the bosses where stuff is bad and stuff is on the floor, Brann won't care. Brann is actually an LFR raider. He actually won't move around and away from mechanics, which is kind of bad, especially if you are a melee spec. If you are a ranged DPS, the only bad thing is that Brann is taking more damage by staying in the bed. But if you're a melee DPS, it also becomes a problem because you kind of can't damage the enemies yourself if they are under a pool or under a beam, a laser of something bad. That's the only one problem right now with tank Brann. Besides that, though, he seemed to be doing his job pretty nicely in the PTR, at least up to now. Now, talking about the changes to the delves themselves, the first change is that the Bountiful Delve rotation will change, because right now the rotation was 1 per zone, and there were 3 Bountiful Delves up. every day, right? Well, now there is a problem. Now there is an extra zone with 2 more delves. And on top of that, this zone has 2 delves. The Ring in Deeps also has 2 delves, while the other zones have 3. So if you rotated 1 per zone, it was going to make it, first of all, feel too repetitive in the zones that only had 2 delves, because they were basically just being bountiful every other day. So instead now Blizzard is saying we are simply going to go through 3 new bountiful delves each day until they have all been gone through for a full reset until you start again. So you will have a more varied cycling of bountiful delves each, 3 days, 4 days, however much it takes them to fully reset the rotation. The extra addition is that they are also adding new variants on top of the 2 new delves they are adding. They are adding to all the existing delves. They are adding new variants, the new objectives within the delves being changed to make them feel, slightly more different in what you have to go through in each and every delve. The other change within the delve are maps. But the maps were this mystical thing that some players claimed to have found. Some players even claimed to have found 5 or 6 of them, while many others got 1. Maybe not even 1. So what is happening now is that Blizzard in Season 2 is upping the drop rate of this map, and on top of that is giving you bad luck protection. So every delve you complete that doesn't give you a map will now have an even higher chance to drop the map in the next delve. The downside to this is that now the high rollers will be stopped, because now there is only 1 map per week. So you can get your map for the extra reward and the higher item level item at the beginning of the season, which will be quite good, but then that's that. Until the end of the reset, until you go into a new reset, you will not get any other maps. At least now it will put everyone on an even playing field of at least finding their one map per week. The other thing that is changing and resetting, of course, is the Curios. You will go back to getting your rank 1 Curios that you can then upgrade to level 2, 3, and 4. There are going to be new Curios, of course, because some are being removed. Some of the better one actually are being removed. But also the power-ups within the delves are changing. So basically, power-ups were too meh in this season. The Blizzard considered the rewards of getting these special power-ups not be worth, especially at very high delve tier, the danger of fighting the elite, the rare elite enemy that was protecting the reward. So now they are improving the value of these rewards, as well as practically adding to the pool of these possible relics you can find the already removed Curios in Season 2. Because the Amorphous Relic, the Arrowhead Idol, as well as the Unbreakable Iron Idol are now turned into a possible upgrade you can find within the delves in Season 2. On top of additional others, like buffs that can buff specifically Brann, the Shield Alert, Silencing Potion, and Heroism Canister now are also added to the pool of power-ups you can find. And the other change to the delve system are the affixes. With the new enemy of the season, of course, being much more goblin themed, they are also adjusting the affixes. So now the one where Zekvir's image would empower all the enemies around, the one where enemy spawns would be replaced by Zekvir's minions, those are going away. Because of course now Zekvir is gone and you're changing the big bad boss of the season. So in Season 2, the affixes will be focused on the Undermine's minions, occasionally replacing the enemies in delves, and this will happen across all tiers, with the focus on replacements not being as difficult as Zekvir's replacements. That's a special part we should keep in mind with the new affixes of these new delves. Now the last part when it comes to the changes is of course the rewards, because we have touched on this already, the Gilded Crests part. So Blizzard is saying that in Season 1 they purposefully actually did not add extra rewards in tier 9 delves and above, because they wanted to keep those delves for challenge and for achievements. They didn't want to have the majority of the players feel the need to reach those tiers, because of course if you put some shiny things at that tier, like high level gear, like Gilded Crests, even if it was something like extra sockets or things like that, or special enchants for your gear, something that could power up your character, players would have felt more compelled to go into difficult level delves, and then as a result fail because they are harder, and then complain that they can't get to those tiers nearly as easily, kind of like how it happened in Mythic Plus, with Blizzard lowering the entry level for Gilded Crests in Mythic Plus as well. In Season 2, they are actually doing that. They are now going to add the amount of rewards to the Delve system that will go above the tier 8 you currently have right now in the Delves. So in Season 2, tier 9, tier 10 and tier 11 delves will give you more rune crests than what you're already getting in tier 8, to the same level basically as what we have gotten the change for in Mythic Plus, where you could already get Gilded Crests in a +8, but then now 9, 10, 11 and 12 Mythic Plus keys is giving you progressively more Gilded Crests. This will get the same treatment in the delves for runed crests, from tier 8 to then 9, 10, 11 to get the extra bonus rune crest. Tier 11, as we already know, tier 11 Bountiful Delves will reward you with Gilded Crests up to a 3 times a week cap. Now, as mentioned already, these do not require coffer keys or the treasure map you can find. Those are simply those Gilded Crests, those 6 Gilded Crests per run up to 3 times per week will be found as long as you are completing a Bountiful Delve. That's it. You complete the Bountiful Delve, you get your 6 Gilded Crests, you repeat this 3 times a week. That's it. That's how you get your 18 Gilded Crests. And also, since there was some fake news about it when it comes to the Great Vault, you can still get your 2, 4, 8 as your checkpoints for your Delves rewards in the Great Vault. Not getting higher, it's not becoming harder, it's still 2, 4 and 8 when it comes to rewards from your Delve system. These are the majority of the changes coming the way of the Delve system. So you get your Season Journey reset, your Coffer Keys reset, your Curios reset down to level 1 to again improve them again up to tier 4. Your tier of Delves will start in Season 2 from tier 4, because at the beginning of the expansion, the tier 1, 2, 3 of Delves were basically the introductory leveling delves, and then the high level one started from delve tier 4. That's where you start from in Season 2. Once you get to tier 8, you start getting your runed crests, and then 9, 10, 11 will give you progressively more runed crests, and then at 11 you will also be getting Gilded Crests 3 times a week. Brann now is also a tank. Once a week you can get your treasure map to get bonus rewards, which presumably should be also the same as Season 1, where you get your high item level item that you can get from that treasure map once a week. And the delves themselves will come with new affixes themed around goblins rather than around Zekvir and spooky old god minions, as well as new delves being added with a more varied rotation of bountiful delves for Season 2. With the promise from Blizzard to make the power-ups, the empowerments, the buffs that you can find within the delves being stronger, being more worth going after for you to complete the delve with these power-ups compared to how they have been in Season 1. So for now, these were all of the announced changes and additions or even removals of a few features for the new season of the delve system in 11.1. So with this recap out of the way, that's what we have for the day, what is coming when it comes to the changes to the delves. So for today, on this Friday, according to some, at least, the beginning of the weekend, we can now leave each other. We're starting the goodbyes as usual by thanking everyone for having watched the video, together with, of course, everyone who has been supporting completely for free by liking and commenting down below, as well as subscribing to the channel itself. Now, with these things out of the way, thank you guys again for watching. See you guys tomorrow, and in the meantime, I think... No. I thought the dogs stopped barking. No.